All right, guys, thank you so much for joining us today. Um, my name is Jeannette Echevarria. I'm with the Freedom Network, and I'm here to talk to you a little bit today about building network and in a professional environment, right? So we're all here in real estate, and we often think, how am I going to expand my network? How am I going to grow relationships? And so I just kind of want to narrow down a couple. We're going to talk of basics, but we'll dive into it as well. And I would love to hear you guys' feedback and collaboration on throughout the steps that I've shared. So I'm gonna go ahead and share my screen. All right. There we go. You guys see the screen?
Mm-hmm.
Awesome. So the first slide, I talk about of the growth and attraction, right? For me personally, I like to put a personal touch. So being natural and being your authentic self is definitely going to lead you to much deeper connections with people, right? So you will attract like-minded people. For example, I have red hair, right? So if people don't know me, when I walk into a room, they're already going to see that I am probably a personality that likes to stand out, right? I'm always smiling. Like that's just who I am. So I greet people, I get involved in conversations, no matter if I know them or not. But it does create a level of I think that connection, that genuineness, and people just see and they get attracted to like-minded things. So for example, I have a bunch of friends who probably are not afraid to dye their hair a different color. They may think it's fun. And so for me, that's something that has always worked with me as far as like standing out, entering a room, not being afraid to have conversations and really have those connections. Like if it's something that's true to you, if it's something that's true to you personally, like for example, I do martial arts, right? MMA or Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu. So I created a huge community within that, and that allowed me to have more clients. I actually had agents or people become agents throughout the time. So you build a stronger relationships just by being yourself. And so imagine how much stronger those relationships are if you are yourself. And so I just shared a couple of special moments right here. Um, Team building activities, attending events together, uh, celebrating people's successes. Like that's something that a lot of us don't do enough of. I'm guilty. Sometimes I'm too busy on a weekend and I want to spend time with myself. And I don't, celebrate someone's success, someone's birthday. And so that is something that I definitely want to put into my game and to ensure that I'm building those strong relationships. But nurturing the relationships is also a huge step of building that network. So just like I mentioned, attend, attending the conferences, professional real estate events, joining organizations. And so get involved in your community. If this is a new market for you, I am guilty of that. I just moved into a new market here in Miami. And so for me, joining communities, events, joining different, a gym, for example, that's my lifestyle, right? I go to the gym often. So why not build a community there? Reach out to those professionals there, ask them to leave your card. Like, just don't be afraid to ask. One of the quotes that actually someone said to me many years ago, and it just resonated with me, is if you never ask, the answer is always no. And that resonated with me huge. Like I honestly put this into play, and sometimes you see people that are huge influencers, CEOs of whatever companies, and you feel like, oh man, I can never reach that person, right? And so for me, like I think of that quote, if I don't ask, the answer is no. And so I've actually had been in rooms with people that, are huge, very successful. To my eye is someone that I idolize, right? Or inspires me to that next level. And I simply just say, hey, let's meet for coffee. And I have conversations with these people that are incredible, right? And so if you don't ask, the answer is always no. Sorry, guys. I don't know if you hear a little noise behind me, I apologize. All right. And then using your social media platforms to connect with other professionals and potential clients. This is like where everything has been, right? In the last couple of years. We started with with MySpace in the past. Then we moved on to Facebook. Hold on one second, guys. Sorry. This happens all the time when you're working from home now, right? Um, so for example, social media, right? It is a huge lifestyle now. It's a community that you're building there, and it's your huge, like it's like your resume, right? People live and get to know you through social media. And so why not use it to build those relationships but nurture them, right? And so I've had reach outs to, like I said, I aim big, right? I see big influence on social media. I'm gonna hit them up, send them a message, comment on their stuff, like it, but really put in an effort to connecting with them when you are commenting. And I find it often that some don't respond, right? But guess what? There's a few that do. And so you want to be that person. You want to be the person that people are looking up to, and you are responding to them in a genuine way, right? So if they comment on your picture and they say they like it, or that's my favorite meal, to say, "Oh my gosh, me too." Like really truly have those meaningful comments or conversations, because that's going to take away um, I think a lot of character on your behalf, and you're really leading your business and your identification, I guess, genuineness, right? And authentic. Um, so let's see, offer your expertise and assistance to professionals. So, for example, just sharing information on social media, whatever platform you use, newsletters are huge right now. Just ensure that you are putting out information that is relevant to you personally, but also who you're attracting. So have to ensure that you have a narrative out there. Volunteer in local organizations and events. This is a huge one. For me personally, I build a lot of my business on a person to person, touch, right? I have a personal touch. I want to see people in front of me. I want to have those conversations. I want to support them in their business. So if clients had, small businesses, like I had a baker, I would I would often order her baked goods, take them to my open house, feature them. I would order them for birthdays or for other events. Those cookies that are personalized, making sure that you're supporting their business, they're going to support yours back as well. And attending trainings and workshops is always a great way of building those networks and relationship with other agents as well. It's also going to, definitely impact your skills. And then building relationships with other professionals and refers to your business. That this one is for me is really key. Um, and what I mean by that is really touching base on your partners. So, for example, we're realtors. When we have a transactions, there are people that we call our team, right? I call them my family, because once you start working with your team and you do find those people, you're gonna have them with you throughout your experience in your career, right? And so ensuring those lender partners, you're meeting with them often, get to know how they work, let them know your expectations of how you work. That's only going to build your relationship stronger. They're going to be there for you as well as you for them. Your title professionals as well. That's your family. These are your core people that are going to make your transaction smooth and have a true representation of who you are as well. And so imagine how powerful and impactful that would be for your clients to see that you guys are all a team, right? You're getting there to make sure that they get to that closing table and they're happy. And they're going to remember this experience for a very long time. These are milestones that you are achieving. In real estate, this is the most intimate, experience for people. And you get to be a part of that. So, really cherish that, understand that what we're doing is not just getting paid. It's not just a job. I mean, I definitely don't see it that way. I'm building relationships that are lasting long, like a long life. And my clients come back to me time and time, agents come back to me time and time, right? And so we want to ensure that what you're building out there, you're putting out with integrity and authentic. And so I put a few couple examples of other professionals that are in your team that you want to visit often, have lunch with them, have conversations, see how they work, how can you work together. But inspectors, photographers, insurance, I mean homeowners, renters, it could even be life insurance after they've, buy the property. You want to go ahead and talk to them about other professionals that could help them save money or save, their lives really. Because some of these insurance can really help someone in hard conversations. And so put your personal touch, right? We've been talking about this, how much stronger your relationship will be if you guys have that personal connection. And so remember to be patient and consistent, consistent is key. Be proactive when in your networking events. I often, when I visit events that are, kind of, let's say happy hour or big networking event, I usually come in with, some of my coworkers or people that I work with on a regular basis, but we have cues where we completely separate. And that's something that we just go work the room, just go talk to people, get to know them, right? Let people, allow people to let you in. And so I laugh at it. It's because David and I, we were running teams for a couple years, and we often went to events and we never saw each other. We never took pictures with each other. And that was the thing. We're like, let's try to take a picture before we not see each other for days. But that's because we were purposeful to ensure that we were building those relationships that are going to last long. And, we knew that our relationship was strong. So as long as, we had that, we were like, let's go and conquer everyone, get great footage, great conversations and connections, build a referral network, because that's something that's meaningful for us too. And just like I mentioned, really make sure you follow up. I do try to have systems as far as follow up, entering them on your phone, on your calendar, use your CRM, enter your vendor list, right? Your people, your partners and your vendors, and ensure that you're touching base with them at least on a maybe weekly or bi-weekly basis. Clients, I would say, I have clients that I speak to several times a day if they're really active. If not, at least within every week, you want to follow up with your clients. And, treat your social media like it's your email. And often we don't do that, right? We go on social media at the end of the day, and now you've had, people who have either referred you to or tagged you for a referral. You have people messaging you. Try to stay connected. Even if it's a few hours, time block. It's a big thing where you can actually, schedule those systems in. All right. And then here's a little quote: the journey from here only gets better with you. So it's all about you and what you're putting out and your intentions behind it. Oop, went back. And this is my little personal touch. I did this recently with AI, which is so much fun, right? Everybody's doing the AI. But this is something that I actually, when I look at this, and I don't know how you guys interpret it, but I'm colorful. And so when I see this, it's like, okay, this is fun, colorful, lively, the company has my name, it has my QR code to my website. This is something that identifies you. So don't be afraid to be yourself, right? People are going to get attracted to you. Don't, there's some people who, who fake it, right? Fake it till you make it, or whatever the quotes are. I believe in just being authentic. Like, I'm going to be me. You're going to love me. And if you don't love me yet, you will. If you don't know me, you will, because I'm going to stand out. And that's just how it should be, really. So, thank you guys. I would love to hear back. Let me stop sharing my screen because I want to hear back from you guys. I see some smiles. I see comments.
I think that AI thing you did was super creative, out of the box, and cool as hell. I want to know how I could do something like that. Right?
Thank you.
That's
So,
neat.
thank you. You know what I did? So those of you who are LPT agents, I actually made that for our rally. So I do present in different states like Virginia. I had the rally there in December, starting in December, and I often present here in Miami. So what I did was I made that my cover on our box. So instead of my logo, I put that as my cover in the box. I wanted to share with agents that are in LPT that there are huge capabilities of the printing shop. So I wanted to show that people can print several colors, whatever whatever your imagination is. And that was really the purpose of that. But it definitely identifies me as well. So you can get creative. Also, we talked about, using your listing power box, the top, maybe even referencing your clients that you're helping at that time, or something that's meaningful to you. You can even co-brand with other partners and put that in there. And so for me, I just wanted to have fun, but really show people that you don't know, not only can print your logo, it could be something much, much more fun. So thank you. I'll definitely share how I did it.
Very cool. Thank you.
Yeah. Let me see. I'm looking at I have some questions here in the chat. So it says, hi, I really want to grow my business. Will you be able to call me? Of course, we can meet or call, whatever we want. Let's see. Love it. Yeah, just reach I would definitely reach out to me, or call me after this. We'll definitely have a conversation. But I'm pretty much an open book, guys. When I say I'm gonna share whatever works for me, whatever have I done. I'm gonna be just genuine with you. I mean, it takes a lot of time and a lot of effort. That's why I say stay true to yourself, because if you start going into so many different, stretching yourself into so many different things, then you're going to lose that quality, that touch, right? That quality. And for me, I always wanted to ensure that I protect that quality of service that I provide to my clients. I feel like I provide an experience to anyone, right? I want to be in the moment when I'm with you. So I just try my best to ensure that I am here and I'm doing some things that I like, because that's going to make it even more fun.
Most definitely, yes.
Yeah. And as far as new markets, like I said, I know that, building the network is something that I'm still doing, and I've grown to meet a lot of people here, and a lot of relationships that I'm building here in South Florida. I just try to always step out of my comfort zone, right? So let's say I go to the gym. Okay, I build clients there, right? I talk to my client to talk to people, feature, put my business cards, wear my real estate shirts and that sort of thing. But when it comes to like network in a professional environment, you have to be consistent, and you got to step out of your comfort zone. And like, instead of sitting down together, let's say you go to dinner with your spouse, instead of sitting down together all alone, in a new area, how about you sit at the bar? And that's something, even if you don't drink, just have a club soda, make it fun. But I actually did this last weekend, and I made huge connections with big CEOs that I was blown away that I was sitting next to. And it was just that. It was just literally sitting down next to them, saying hello, and maybe throwing a joke here and there, and then that sparks that conversation, and just keep at it. I always say, what I do. I always say, oh, what I do in my life, and they like, well, what do you do? They're always going to ask, and I say, hey, I'm in real estate, and that
Great
that
fun
begins
place
the
to meet people.
conversation. Yeah, yeah.
Mhm.
It's crazy, like the amount of connections that you can actually acquire in places like that you often, especially if it's in your own community. I would recommend, just if you're new to one area, go around the area, scout out the restaurants that stand out to you, that you see yourself there often, and then start building those relationships there. Your business will grow tremendously. And when I call agents that are near me, I'll meet them in the same places, because now they see me and they see me with my coworkers, and we're working together. And so they value that I'm bringing in business as well. And so that just, it's like a domino effect. Yeah. Do you guys have anything else to add? Any experiences that you've had that, has built your network and your relationships? No?
I'm
So
learning.
I'm sure.
Well,
Huh?
I'm in the process, but I just wanted to say to you that you have an amazing personality, and that what keeps me here all the time. It's just like I don't know, when you have a full-time job and then you just jump into real estate, it's really hard to make a decision. It's either you stick with it or just go it all the way. So I'm here to learn, and probably I can just take my business to the next level. And that's what I'm looking for. I'm looking for a way to just make it happen. I know there's a lot to do on the way, but I think I'm up to the challenge. I think I can do it. I don't like social media, but I have to get my zone just to, tune in, because it's really hard when you have a private life, when you've been married for so long with a law enforcement.
Oh,
It's
yes.
a taboo. So just to get out there and put your personal information, and just it's really hard.
Yeah.
Because I've been married for 30 years, and 30 years it's been a long time, just keeping everything
Wow, congratulations.
keeping everything to yourself. So that's probably one of my downfalls, is just like learning how to. I mean, I'm very sociable. I know a lot of people. I mean, I do work at the hospital, so I know a lot of people. Um,
Yeah.
it's really hard. I mean, I don't know for everyone, but I'm talking about for my personal, experience, that putting yourself out there is a challenge, believe it or not. But I guess, I don't know. I mean, the other day I went and I just gave out all my business card, and someone reached out to me so weird. Are you from here? This is what you do. But it was a guy telling me that he can distribute my business card or my brochure, charging me like a small fee a month. I mean, if I don't want to do it myself, I can probably, that will be another way of putting myself out there, paying for it every month, and somebody else will deliver my business cards or my brochure. So if you reach out, so I know a lot of people will definitely reach out. So there's a lot of people that's still buying. So we still have,
Yeah.
the opportunity to. I mean, I'm still working with 3 clients, but
Very
sometimes it's
nice.
hard because the market is not making it a lot easier. So let's see. Hopefully, I can just grow my business and make it happen somehow.
Well, you will grow your business. And I would, like I said, definitely stick to your authentic self, where
Mhm,
you are. We understand that law enforcement is very private. And so
mhm.
that's okay. That's okay. You build your business around what your lifestyle is like.
Right.
I tell everyone, if you're like, I have two sisters who have 1-year olds, right? They have several kids, 1-year olds, brand new babies. And I tell them, I said, listen, just stick to that. Like, when you're putting out material, maybe if you want to share on social media, share your life, because you're going to attract like-minded people. You're going to attract other mothers, right?
Right.
Other people that are going through that. And so that's what I say. I just stick to who you are, and you're going to shine, because that's your, right?
Mhm.
Do you
Like with
have a
you. And
relationship? Oh, sorry, go ahead.
oh no, I was gonna say, with her, she works on the hospital. You can dominate the health department.
Oh
You
my
are
gosh,
the
yeah.
realtor there, and you know what they go through. You know that they work crazy hours and hectic hours, and I think that's gonna be huge for you, and stick. That's a representation of you and what you do.
Yeah. Well, the only
Yeah.
reason that I only get referrals from the hospital only because um we have a policy that we cannot, just forget about it. So most of the time when I deal with my clients that are from the hospitals, people that know that I'm a realtor, and they'll call me. But most of the time,
Gotcha.
because the policy that we have, we're not allowed to just put
Yeah.
ourselves.
Gotcha.
So
Yeah.
let me ask you this. Are you able to, if you have a lender that does, say, Homes for Heroes, right? Which is nurses,
Yeah.
firefighters, police officers, can you do like a buying seminar at your hospital?
No, not at the hospital.
But
Because
you could invite everybody as an educational thing?
No, there's a lot of things that I have to go through in order for me to do that. The only
Mm,
person that
Okay.
probably impact or that are my friends that know me, and they know that I'm licensed. But when it comes to the hospital, it's a lot of policy that you got to go through.
mm,
Um, so I just rather just keep it, to myself. I do have my own social media. I don't have, I have two separate social media, one in LinkedIn that is all related to Baptist, and one in Facebook and Instagram that is all related to, my real estate. Um, conflict of interest is a problem. So I rather just leave it at that, because it's just crazy when you do start, because I work a foundation, so I work with a lot of high end people that donate millions and millions of dollars. But then again, we have a policy that we cannot even mention anything that is not related to Baptist. So it's a little complicated.
Yeah. Yeah, I guess maybe in this situation, it's definitely about building those relationships,
Mhm.
in at work, and maybe, there would be an opportunity in the future to have something outside of work where you can, share also your dual career, right? So that
Right.
could be an opportunity. What if you bring like goodies, like cupcakes or something, and then have like your QR code somewhere? Like, would that be something? I don't know. Is
I
that
have
pushing it?
no, the things that I'm gonna have to go through the organization to. I'm gonna
Okay.
speak to my if I can go through the organization and they have to write a consent, because conflict of interest, it just becomes a problem when that happens. So
Okay.
let's see. I'm gonna
Yeah.
find out more about it, and then let's see. You never know. I'm like, probably they can assign me as the real estate agent within, but also.
You never know. You could, yeah, maybe talk to some like the HR department. Maybe that could be something that just like Tanya says, you want to educate people. I mean, here in Florida, we have hometown, what is it? Hometown Heroes, the program.
homes
So
for
that's
heroes, yeah.
perfect.
Mhm.
Oh, actually, so Tanya, Hometown Heroes is the loan here
Side
in
of it.
Florida.
In
Yeah,
Okay,
Florida, yeah.
that's what it's called here.
got it.
And
Mhm.
so
Okay,
it's not like a lead, it's not like a lead system or anything like that. It actually true is a program through the
Right.
state of Florida, that
okay.
provides the up to, I think it's up to 5 or 6% to the
Well,
buyer
yeah,
Right.
to purchase a home.
from 25,000 for closing.
What about also
Yeah.
hospitals, especially probably where you're at? They have, um, they're always bringing in nurses, recruiting, new directors, admin. Like, what about being the realtor for the people that are coming to the hospital?
That's exactly what I'm going to find out, because since we have so many policy in place, I need
Sure.
to go
Yeah.
probably the main person and find out how can I bring this to
Yeah.
practice.
Yeah.
Yeah. And just
Ima-
get one of those prospecting boxes and get a buddy. Shar and I hit the streets, and
Mhm.
that's a good way too to get out in your neighborhood.
Right. A nice magazine or brochure. That will be wonderful.
yeah,
But
there's no wrong here. Is all about just exposure to who you are, stick to what you know and what you do, right? But then, don't be afraid to expand out, because you'll see the growth. But definitely there's a lot of opportunity there. I would say keep pushing, like be persistent, because
Mhm.
sometimes that goes a long way. And maybe that may not be that there be, they do have a policy in place. However, if you're persistent and maybe they override some kind of system or policy, that you could be the person. I mean, imagine these hospitals. I know I have people that are in the industry, and they have to also travel, or they have contracts where they have to relocate. And so you could be that person of contact for them to get housing somewhere else too. So
Mhm.
that could be an angle as well.
Yeah. Thank you so much for the information. Let's
Yeah,
see,
of course.
do my homework.
Let us know. Let us know in the chat or Facebook,
Will
how, if you implement anything and how's it working. So I'm excited to hear.
Yeah, we'll definitely reach out to HR and see what will be the protocol, and I will take it from there.
Absolutely, guys. This is a lot of fun, and I love having conversations like this and sharing what's working. At the end of the day, there's no wrong doing. It's just about be consistent. Yeah. So anyone else would like to add anything that, or have a question on how to go about, building a network in your community or in the industry? All right. Well, guys, I'm here. I'm always here for you to help. I hope you enjoyed the tips that I shared today. Just
Very
always
much.
stay. Thank you. Thank you. Just be true to yourself. Be your authentic self. It's gonna pay off. It's gonna take some time. So be patient. But I promise you, those seeds that you plant will grow, and then they grow all at once. And you're gonna be like, oh my God, I need to partner with someone. I need to hire an assistant because your connections are gonna be so great.
I
Yes,
can't wait
it's
for
gonna
that day.
happen. It's gonna happen. But thank you guys for your time. Thank you for being here. I love the opportunity to always share in the Freedom Network. And this is Jeannette. I'll see you guys tomorrow. Tune in on Wednesdays at my Unplugged. So tomorrow at 10 a.m., same link. Have a great one.
Thank you.
Bye,
Bye.
guys.